My own family betrayed me, so I took everything back. My parents sat across from me at dinner like everything was normal, smiling, laughing, pouring drinks, and then my father looked me dead in the eyes and said, "We think Sarah should take over the company." My company. The business I spent 10 years building from absolutely nothing. The company I sacrificed my entire 20s for. And the worst part, my younger sister didn't even object. She just sat there quietly, ready to take everything from me. But what they didn't know was that I had already started planning a revenge that would destroy their entire takeover. Around 10 years ago, I started a small tech company from my tiny apartment. No investors, no rich family helping me, no backup plan, just me, an old laptop, and an unhealthy obsession with proving everyone wrong. Back then, nobody believed in me, especially not my family. My parents thought starting a business was unrealistic. They constantly told me I should get a real career. Meanwhile, my younger sister Sarah was basically treated like royalty. Straight A student, prestigious business school, perfect social life. Everything always came easy to her. While she was graduating with honors, I was sleeping in my office trying to keep my startup alive. There were months where I barely paid myself, nights where I worked until sunrise. I missed birthdays, holidays, relationships, everything. But slowly, the company started growing. Clients came in, revenue increased, we hired employees, and after years of struggle, the business finally became successful. That's when my family suddenly started acting interested, especially after Sarah graduated business school. My parents constantly pushed for her to join the company. At first, I resisted, but eventually, I gave in. Looking back now, that was the beginning of the betrayal. Things get worse. At first, Sarah fit in perfectly. She was confident, charismatic, smart. Employees liked her immediately. Clients loved talking to her. And honestly, in the beginning, I was happy. I thought maybe working together would finally bring our family closer. But slowly, things started changing. Sarah began making decisions without asking me first. Small things at first. Hiring choices, scheduling changes, client meetings, then bigger things. Entire project directions being changed behind my back. Team members suddenly started going directly to her instead of me. Employees I had worked beside for years started treating her like she was already in charge. And the craziest part, every time I brought it up, my parents defended her immediately. She's helping modernize the company. You should trust her judgment. She has business training you never had. Those comments started getting under my skin, because nobody in that family sacrificed what I sacrificed to build that company. Nobody. They only showed up after the hard part was over. Then one day, something happened that completely changed how I saw everything. One of my senior employees accidentally forwarded me an internal document. At first, I thought it was just another strategy file, but buried inside it was a leadership transition plan. A plan to slowly move executive control away from me and hand it over to Sarah. I remember staring at my computer screen in disbelief. My own company, my own sister, my own parents, quietly planning to replace me without even talking to me first. But the worst moment came a few days later during a family dinner. Everything seemed normal at first. Food on the table, drinks being poured, small talk. Then my dad cleared his throat and said, "We think Sarah should lead the company moving forward." I actually laughed at first because I thought it had to be a joke, but nobody laughed back. My mother started talking about the future, about how Sarah had stronger leadership skills, better education, better vision. Then my father looked at me and said something I'll never forget. "You should step aside gracefully." Gracefully. After 10 years of sacrifice, after building the company from nothing, they expected me to hand it over like it belonged to them. I looked at Sarah waiting for her to defend me, waiting for her to say this was insane. But she didn't. She just sat there silently, accepting it. And in that moment, something inside me changed. After that dinner, I stopped arguing completely. I stopped trying to explain myself. And secretly, I started planning my exit. See, my family made one huge mistake. They forgot who actually built the company. I knew every client relationship, every major contract, every employee that truly mattered. I knew exactly what kept the company alive. So quietly, behind the scenes, I created a brand new company. Nobody suspected anything. While Sarah and my parents were busy planning their takeover, I was building my escape route. One by one, I started contacting our biggest clients privately. I explained the situation honestly, and almost every single one agreed to move with me, because their loyalty wasn't to the company name, their loyalty was to me. Then came the employees, senior developers, project managers, top sales staff, the people who actually kept the business running every day. Most of them had been with me since the beginning. They watched me build everything from scratch, and when they found out what my family was trying to do, most of them chose my side immediately. Within weeks, everything was ready. Contracts transferred, teams secured, new systems in place. Then came the final day. I walked into the office completely calm. Sarah was sitting in a conference room with my parents discussing future expansion plans. They looked confident, like they had already won. I walked in holding a folder, put it on the table, and said, "I'm resigning." The room went silent instantly. At first, they looked confused. Then I explained everything. The new company, the transferred clients, the employees leaving with me, the contracts already finalized. I watched the panic slowly hit their faces. My mother started freaking out immediately. My father looked completely stunned, and Sarah just stared at me in disbelief. Then she asked, "Are you serious?" And I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You wanted the company. Now you can keep what's left of it." The fallout was brutal. Within months, my new company exploded with growth. Clients trusted me because they knew I was the person who built the original business. My new team worked harder than ever because they actually believed in me. And honestly, for the first time in years, I finally felt free. Meanwhile, the old company started collapsing almost immediately. Without the core team, projects started failing, deadlines were missed, major clients pulled out, revenue dropped hard. Turns out confidence and business school degrees aren't enough to run a company you didn't build yourself. Eventually, my parents reached out. They said the family needed to heal. They claimed mistakes were made, but by then, it was too late. Because betrayal changes people, especially when it comes from your own family. And the truth is, I never wanted revenge in the beginning. I just wanted loyalty, respect, appreciation. But once they tried to erase me from the company I built, I made sure they understood exactly what my value really was. Losing the company hurt, but losing my trust forever, that was their real mistake. Imagine spending 10 years building something from nothing, only for your own family to try stealing it from you. What would you have done? Would you walk away peacefully? Or would you take everything back? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy betrayal stories, revenge stories, notifications, and real life comeback stories like this, the next story is even crazier.